I don't think this is some massive crisis. If there were allegations, we dealt with them immediately.
Did you ever move priests quietly to another?
That wasn't our process.
How does it feel knowing children were sexually abused at the hands of priests under your watch?
Well, that's why, if that came to light, we moved to remove that priest.
Last month, the man Wuerl succeeded in Washington, Theodore McCarrick, was suspended by Pope Francis after accusations he sexually abused altar boys and adult seminarians decades ago. Were you aware of the rumors McCarrick was having relationships with other priests?
No.
There are people who have heard about what is in this grand jury report, who watched that news conference yesterday, that are sickened by the things that are in there. And they want to know, should you resign? Should you be removed as the Archbishop of Washington?
In my efforts from the time that I reached Pittsburgh on through to today, I have tried to do my very best to deal with this whole question of allegations against a priest.
Did you do enough personally to stop this kind of activity in your diocese?
I think I did everything that I possibly could. So it's not really exact to say we just showed a disdain for the victims. I met with every victim. Anyone who would come forward, I met with. And I have to say, more than once, shared a tear with them as they or their parents told the story.
Cardinal Wuerl dealt with 32 abuse cases as Bishop of Pittsburgh, including the case of Jack Hale. The former Catholic high school headmaster may have molested at least 9 boys. One of the alleged victims told us Cardinal Wuerl brushed him aside when he complained about the abuse.
Of course, the sexual abuse was horrific, but the abuse by working with the diocese was almost as bad.
Paul Dorsch says Jack Hale started molesting him in 1976 when he was 13 years old. It continued until his freshman year in college. He reported the abuse to the diocese in 1997 and even met with Donald Wuerl, then the Bishop of Pittsburgh. What did Wuerl say to you?
He was very standoffish. I had a letter that I wanted him to read. He would not read it. He would not open it. He would not touch it.
By then, Hale had been defrocked. Dorsch said he asked Wuerl to pursue criminal charges, but Wuerl refused. CBS Pittsburgh affiliate KDKA later found Hale in West Virginia working as a youth counselor. What would you say to Cardinal Wuerl today?
I would be very upset with him that he did not do the right thing at the right time.
We asked Wuerl about Dorsch's claims earlier this week. He said his priest that he alleges abused him was moved.
I can't speak to this priest that you may be referring to. If he left on his own and ended up somewhere else, I don't know if that's actually exact.
Wuerl's name appears more than 200 times in the Pennsylvania grand jury report, which also criticized his handling of 4 Pittsburgh priests involved in a pedophile ring. One of those priests, George Zerwas, was placed on a leave of absence in 1995. Wuerl presided over his funeral in 2001.
It's very difficult, first of all, to bury a priest who is still so young, with so much potential ahead of him.
Last night, Cardinal Wuerl reiterated he wasn't stepping down.
Now remember, we're talking about a long spectrum of time. So how we dealt with things in the late 80s, early 90s is different than the way we would today.
A new revelation tonight in the sex abuse crisis. We are now learning Cardinal Donald Wuerl knew about sex abuse allegations against Archbishop Theodore McCarrick, despite his denials. That's according to church officials. Until now, Wuerl said he did not learn of the claims until last year. In a letter last June, he said he was, quote, shocked and saddened by the allegations that had just been made public. But a spokesman for the Archdiocese of Washington confirms the cardinal forwarded an allegation to the Vatican Embassy in 2004 when he was Bishop of Pittsburgh. Wuerl resigned last October as Archbishop of Washington.